What's up? This is Matt from GoTherax. Today we're going to go over the king of all exercises, the barbell squat. So, barbell squat, we first want to look at the setup. I'm using a 45-pound bar. This bar is a powerlifting bar, so it means it has bushings over bearings in terms of the sleeves. That's something that's important for the amount of rotation we're going to get. In general, when doing a squat, you want to use a powerlifting bar versus using an Olympic bar. Now, you can use an Olympic weightlifting bar with bearings if you're an Olympic weightlifter because that's going to give it more movement, but you're going to have that in your lifts, so that's perfectly fine. But for most people, you're going to want a generic bar. Okay. Second is we have our J-cups. So our J-cups are set so that I am going to be able to go under the bar and then get it on a low bar stance, which is going to be where I'm going to be doing my barbell squat. So the low bar stance means it's across the top of my shoulder blades when I pinch them together behind me. I have the safety bars that are set up here. The safeties means that if I lose track of the weight and I need to bail, I can use these to bail. Safeties are a great option, especially if you're working at home, because it means that you can lower it down in a safe manner and don't have to throw the weight off where you could damage something behind you according to where the weight rolls, or maybe you don't even have enough room in your gym. So we love having the safeties on a half rack, or if you have a full rack, you're in between the posts. That way that you have some type of safety bar underneath. I set the safeties by mimicking my stance, dropping down and seeing kind of where the bar would be, and then putting it an inch or two underneath that. So I should not touch these safeties on the way down. They should only be used if I need to drop below that, but I don't want them too low because then I'll be arching my back and could hurt myself if I needed to bail. So they need to be low enough that I can kind of lower myself a little bit more than normal into it, but they also need to be high enough that I can lower myself in, but low enough that I don't hit them in a normal rep. So you got to kind of check your mobility on that. So that's where you need to go to the bottom of your squat and put it according to you. Now, setup. We have these notches right here in the knurling. Those are going to be my marks that are going to give me the width. So the tighter I bring my hands, the tighter my back is going to feel underneath the bar, the wider, the looser. But the tighter that I go, the more likely I put pressures onto my elbows and onto my shoulders. And for some people, that's going to feel uncomfortable. So if you've been having some elbow tendonitis or something, or just in general, you notice that position kind of feels uncomfortable on your elbows or on your shoulders, then feel free to go a little bit wider, a little bit looser with that. I'm going to go a little looser because I have had elbow tendonitis and I also have a bit of a shoulder issue. So I'm wearing a hoodie, so I'm going to pull it up, get it out of the way. I'm going to take the same finger. For me, it's the ring finger is going to go on that mark, ring finger on the other mark. That's how I make sure that I'm even. And then I'm going to bring my head directly underneath here, and I'm going to put the bar onto the shoulder blades. Notice that now I can push the bar and move it with my shoulder blades. That's going to be low bar. If I was high bar, I'd be here at the nape of the neck, but I'm low bar here on top of my shoulder blades. I'm going to brace through my core just as I'm going to do during my lift to lift that up, take a couple steps back and widen my stance just a bit. My stance is going to be with my heels close to shoulder width and my toes angled out by about 5 to 10 degrees. I'm going to take a deep breath into my core, brace through my stomach. I'm going to add some tension through my hips, pulling my knees apart, and then I'm going to drop in, control down to about 90 degrees, and then drive back up. Bring the bar back. I'm going to walk it in, hit the uprights, and then drop it down. So that is the barbell squat. In your reps, some key things to remember. Number one, I want to set that core so that I'm not pushing the ribs out at the bottom. I want to be setting the core and being strong. At the bottom, I want to make sure that I push through my entire foot. The base of the big toe, the base of the little toe, and the heel is the tripod of which I'm going to place my weight on to push through the floor with the entire foot and push the weight up. Even movement between my shoulders and my hips as I bring myself out of the squat. And then also on the way down, looking at that brace again, I pulled in here, make sure I strengthen through my core. But then what I also did was I pulled my knees apart like I'm trying to tear a hole into the floor with my feet. And that added tension as I pull out here in my hips, and that tension with this locks me in, and I'm holding that tension as much as I can to then pull out. Especially as you're learning the barbell squat, go slow in the descent, be in control, and then powerful on the way up, but slow on the descent. You shouldn't be just popping down into the descent of a barbell squat. Instead, it should be tension, controlled, and then exploding back up again. That's the barbell squat the way we teach it. Let me know if you have any questions. Thanks.